Let's go ahead and talk about Jackie's quilt up here on the quilting bed. I really love the colors so much, and I love the bright white in between. Really sets it off so nicely. I've had this same quilt in here before, this style of a design, where it starts with these half square triangles, diamond shape on point right here, and then it comes out. So it's not exactly even, it's not right in the center of anything. It's kind of starting in this particular corner and coming out this direction. I just happen to have loaded it this way. I'm putting a design on that doesn't matter which way I load it. That could be the top right or the bottom left or whichever way you wanted to lay it, depending upon how you're working the quilt. But I'm just saying, this is not in the very center and shooting out from that. It's starting in the corner, and it's quite interesting. I think it really adds some intrigue and interest to the quilt. Now, I'll show you a couple of things. One is, all of these are half square triangles. Every single bit of this is a half square triangle. When you have half square triangles everywhere, anywhere, when you have anything that's cut on the bias, like a star shape, a friendship star, Lemoyne star, flying geese, half square triangles, anything that isn't just straight on blocks, you're going to have at least one bias edge and maybe two, depending upon how it was that you cut it. So when you have those bias edges, my friends, you need to be very careful in your measuring, in your trimming, in your straightening up, in your pressing, in your sewing. Every bit of it needs to be careful. I always say that you can take a perfect triangle and move it into a very imperfect parallelogram just by how you do the pressing. And I do want to emphasize, we are pressing kind of an up and down motion. We're not ironing like a scrubbing motion. That will distort the fibers, especially those delicate ones on the bias. So be careful of your half square triangles. Secondly, she's got a lot of brilliant white in between here. This white can really show any dark strings and threads that are going to come underneath. So you do want to be very careful of that. I see in so many of the places, she's actually pressed it part of the way into the dark side. Like right here, she's pressed this over into the dark side. That's going to keep all of those strings and threads up into the darker area. So that's kind of a nice way to have considered doing it. Not everything goes this way. This one she's pointed out toward the light side, so she's kind of nesting her seams as well. So she's got some activity going in the pressing department. Also, she's pressed several of the seams open, which I'm all about. When you get a lot of bulk going with all of these half square triangles coming together, we've got a lot of dimension that my sweet honey has to try to go over, and she doesn't have a lot of room to do that. So pressing all of these vertical seams open is really helping to reduce the bulk in the seam area. Love, love, love that. And again, she's watched for all of those stray threads. She's already trimmed them all, and I'm so happy about it. I do try to look as I go to see if there's any stray threads hanging in between these white areas, but I'm not seeing any, and that makes me super happy. Design I'm putting on it is my Peeling Good. It's like a little citrus fruit, and something I love about it is it has like a really organized look to it, and it's adding some nice softness and swirliness into all of that white area that she has right here in the quilt. So a couple of things to be aware of when you are working this kind of a quilt, and some awarenesses when you have half square triangles, when you have dark colors, when you have pressing issues that you want to be aware of. Then go ahead and contact me, and I would be happy to share some thoughts and ideas with you. Another thing I want to show you really quickly is, even though she does have all white backing fabric, this cream colored batting is really not making a big difference here. Plus, you have nothing to compare it to. There isn't a big strip of white batting right next to it where you would compare and say, oh, I can see that it's so much better to have the white. In this case, it's really not showing at all. And so I like to show that to people and let them know what's happening. The design, that Peeling Good that I was telling you about, it actually extends past the design, past the quilt. So I always cut it off and let the quilt know, I want you to run right to the edge and then cut off. I do not want to go past the edge of the quilt. That's important to me in my stitching.